Have you ever risen with the dawn, only to feel as though the night had offered you no rest at all? You retired for the night at a reasonable hour, the stillness of your room enveloping you, your weary body yearning for rest. Yet, upon awakening, you found yourself shrouded in a haze of grogginess, accompanied by a dull ache and a hint of dizziness. Does that ring a bell? Perhaps you believed it was merely the passage of time that was beginning to weigh on you. Perhaps you attributed it to a night of tossing and turning, or an excess of visits to the restroom. However, what if I were to suggest that it could be none of those possibilities? What if the true issue is lurking in your kitchen at this very moment? What if that cherished bedtime snack you've savored for years, the one that brings you comfort and perhaps feels wholesome, is subtly causing more harm than you realize? After the age of 65, the body undergoes transformations that often arrive without any forewarning. The choices you make regarding your evening meal can profoundly influence your slumber, your cardiovascular health, your cognitive function, and even your susceptibility to significant health issues during the night. Indeed, one of the foods we will discuss today has been associated with heart attacks occurring during sleep. While it may seem daunting, I urge you to understand that this is not a matter of fear. This discourse revolves around the essence of understanding. Once you identify what to steer clear of, you can implement minor adjustments that enhance your safety, health, and sense of control over your body and sleep. Have you ever experienced the sensation of your heart racing in the stillness of the night? Or stirred from slumber in a sheen of perspiration? Have you experienced peculiar dreams, restless nights, or found yourself awakening with a gasp for breath? It may not be apparent to you at this moment, but many of the foods you consider commonplace, including those proudly bearing the label of healthy, could very well be the culprits. We shall dissect each one meticulously, one at a time. This video reveals 8 foods that seniors ought to avoid consuming before bedtime. Food number 3. Now that one is particularly perilous, it has been associated with heart attacks that occur during slumber. So, remain by my side, dear companion. Your safety and peace of mind hold immeasurable value, deserving every moment of attention. As you find yourself in this moment, I would be delighted to hear your thoughts. What do you reach for as a late-night treat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. It may come as a surprise to see it featured on today's list. If you value the prospect of a longer, healthier existence, or if you are looking after someone who does, feel free to click that subscribe button. At Elderly Wisdom Guide, we delve into the topics that hold significance. For you are worthy of clarity. You are worthy of experiencing wellness each and every day. Are you prepared to uncover the secrets that may be lurking in your kitchen? Let us delve into the matter at hand. Let us begin with a topic that often surprises many: spicy foods. Consider Mr. Thompson, for instance. At 82 years young, he brims with vitality and takes immense pride in his legendary homemade curry. Each evening, without fail, he would prepare a small bowl, adding extra chili precisely to his taste. He would consume it, a smile gracing his lips, perhaps catch the evening news, and then retire to bed. Yet, the nights transformed. He began to awaken with a constriction in his chest, occasionally coughing, at times feeling a searing sensation creeping up his throat. Initially, he believed it was merely the passage of time catching up with him. Perhaps it is stress. Yet the unease persisted, returning with an intensity that was deeper, sharper, and increasingly disquieting. What Mr. Thompson failed to comprehend was that his cherished spicy curry was not settling comfortably in his stomach. When we recline post-meal, gravity ceases to be our ally. As we grow older, the muscle that acts as a barrier between the stomach and the esophagus, known as the lower esophageal sphincter, begins to lose its strength. As individuals age, the tendency for stomach acid to ascend becomes significantly more pronounced. That is acid reflux. And what happens when spicy foods enter the equation? It resembles igniting a flame within the depths of your digestive tract. One may experience the discomfort of heartburn. A sensation of constriction may envelop your chest. And here lies the perilous aspect. The symptoms may mimic those of a heart attack. It's hardly surprising that countless seniors find themselves hurrying to the ER under the cover of night, convinced their hearts are in peril, when in truth, it's merely the aftermath of their evening meal. Yet, countless individuals continue to dismiss it with a mere shrug. It's merely a touch of heartburn. It's nothing of great consequence. Yet when it occurs repeatedly, it begins to erode your rest. You shift and squirm. A cough stirs you from slumber. Your slumber lacks depth, leaving your body without the opportunity for rejuvenation. With each passing night, the toll continues to accumulate. What are your capabilities? If you have a penchant for spicy cuisine, there's no need to abandon it entirely. However, the timing of your indulgence is crucial. Steer clear of chili peppers, curries, and any dishes laden with spices for at least 3 hours prior to sleep. Allow your body the opportunity to process it while standing. With gravity still on your side, should you find yourself yearning for flavor in the evening, consider the soothing touch of gentle herbs such as basil or parsley, rather than opting for something fiery. A tranquil stomach paves the way for serene slumber. Though spicy foods may cause discomfort, the next culprit can quietly disrupt your slumber and interfere with your heart's rhythm as you sleep. I am discussing sugar. It exudes an air of purity, a sense of solace, a delicate piece of pie, a delightful cookie, perhaps a small indulgence of ice cream before drifting off to sleep. Helen, gentle and soft-spoken, indulged in a slice of peach cobbler nearly every evening. It was her indulgence, her ritual, her small delight following the evening meal. Nothing extravagant, merely a little something to appease her craving for sweetness. Yet a shift occurred. She began to rouse from her slumber several times throughout the night. Her dreams unfolded in a peculiar and vibrant tapestry. She would twist and turn, rouse from her slumber drenched in perspiration, and by dawn it seemed as though she had not rested a single moment. Her physician inquired about her stress levels, the medications she was taking, and even the quality of her mattress. Yet, there was no inquiry regarding that singular, delightful dessert. The reality is, my friend, that sugar does not aid in relaxation. It invigorates your body. Consuming sugary foods prior to bedtime causes a surge in blood sugar levels, prompting the body to release insulin. The surge communicates to your brain that action is required, not repose. Your heart may race, your mind sharpens, and your body begins to operate at full throttle when it ought to be winding down. It's akin to pressing the accelerator just as you prepare to maneuver the vehicle into its parking space. What about the passage of time? The nocturnal indulgence in sugary delights begins to disrupt the delicate balance of your sleep cycle, the natural ebb and flow of your internal clock. Your innate rhythm of sleep and wakefulness becomes disoriented. During the night, when one would expect a decline, blood pressure may instead experience an increase. Rather than sinking into a profound restorative slumber, you find yourself lingering in a fleeting, unsettled state. However, the situation becomes even more alarming. Consistent sugar spikes during the night have been linked to heightened inflammation, surges in nighttime blood pressure, and even irregular heartbeats among older adults. And yet, it is remarkably simple to ponder. It's merely a cookie. It brings me a sense of calm, yet does not. It lulls you into a fleeting sense of ease, all the while subtly undermining your body's capacity to rejuvenate, heal, and safeguard your heart. What alternatives can you savor instead? For a soothing pre-sleep ritual, consider indulging in a warm cup of unsweetened chamomile tea. A modest banana, abundant in magnesium and potassium, both of which aid in soothing muscles and fostering improved sleep. These soothing options can fulfill your nighttime desires without sending your body into overdrive. Indeed, sugar has the power to steal away your slumber. However, the subsequent dish on our agenda, it has the potential to take away far more than you realize. Indeed, it has been directly associated with heart attacks occurring during sleep. Let us discuss the single food that seniors ought to avoid consuming before bedtime. Meats that have undergone processing, thinly cut ham, pepperoni, a couple of strips of bacon before bed, perhaps a few remnants of sausage from dinner linger on the plate. It appears quite harmless, doesn't it? Allow me to recount a tale that has etched itself into my memory. In the quiet hours of dawn, a gentleman in his 70s, whom we shall refer to as Mr. Randall, began to rise with an unsettling tightness gripping his chest. Not quite pain, to be precise, only pressure. A constricting sensation jolted him upright in bed, breathless and uncertain of the gravity of the situation. He underwent all the standard examinations. His heart appeared to be in good condition. His oxygen levels were satisfactory. Yet, on an ordinary day, amidst a light-hearted exchange, his doctor inquired, "Do you ever indulge in a midnight snack?" And that was the moment the idea sparked to life. Each evening, at approximately 9:30, Mr. Randall would prepare for himself a modest plate of crackers accompanied by bacon. It was his cherished routine of solace, briny, gratifying, and a delight he anticipated throughout the day. However, one must be cautious, as processed meats are rife with sodium and saturated fats. For seniors, this poses a dual challenge, particularly during the nighttime hours. Sodium prompts your body to hold on to water, elevates your blood pressure, and compels your heart to exert more effort. The saturated fat clogs your blood, impeding circulation at a time when your body seeks to rest and restore balance. Combine the two, and you find yourself in a perfect storm, arriving at the most inopportune moment. During slumber, the rhythm of your blood flow tends to slow down naturally. Your pulse slows. However, when your blood thickens and your pressure rises, that sluggish circulation transforms into a perilous threat. Processed meats have been directly associated with a heightened risk of heart attacks occurring during sleep, particularly for those in their later years. And here lies the misunderstanding. It's merely a handful of slices. Surely, that won't cause any harm, will it? Yet, the essence lies not in the number, but in the moment. Even modest servings of salty, fatty meats consumed before bedtime can subtly elevate your nighttime blood pressure and place undue strain on your cardiovascular system during sleep. What alternative actions should you consider? If you enjoy a touch of protein before drifting off to sleep, consider indulging in some low-sodium turkey slices. They possess a lean quality, are easy on your system, and even include tryptophan, a natural amino acid that may assist in inducing sleepiness. Alternatively, consider a modest selection of unsalted nuts. These provide beneficial fats, magnesium, and a soothing influence, all while maintaining stable blood pressure levels. It may seem like a sacrifice to forgo bacon in the evening. Yet, allowing your heart to find a tranquil repose, that holds immense value. In the realm of blood pressure, one must consider the nuances that accompany this vital sign. There exists yet another nighttime snack that may appear harmless, yet it has the potential to disrupt your system in insidious and understated manners. Let us delve into a topic that is likely residing in your refrigerator at this very moment: coffee. It evokes a sense of indulgence. As the day winds down, a comforting cup of coffee awaits, its warmth inviting and soothing, a small boost of energy following the evening meal. To Margaret, it represented her solace, the essence of her joy. She would remark that it brings to mind her younger days, toiling through the late hours. I would take my time with it, savoring each moment until I felt invigorated once more. Even in her 70s, Margaret clung to that ritual, savoring a single cup of coffee at around 6 in the evening. She was convinced it kept her engaged, energized, and connected. However, before long, she ceased to find solace in sleep. The hours stretched on, filled with an unsettling restlessness. She lay in bed, her eyes wide open, attuned to the relentless ticking of the clock as her mind raced, refusing to quiet down. She experimented with lavender oil. She played soft music, yet nothing seemed to help. What was it that she failed to comprehend? The lingering effects of that solitary evening cup of coffee continued to play their part in her body, even hours later. Caffeine does not simply disappear. For the majority, it lingers in your system for a duration of 6 to 8 hours. However, there is an important consideration. Older adults process caffeine at a slower rate compared to their younger counterparts. While a 30-year-old may find a cup of coffee fully consumed by bedtime, an individual over 65 might still have it coursing through their bloodstream well into the night. The soft surge of vitality transforms into a mind that refuses to find peace, a heart that refuses to temper its beat, a consciousness that remains vigilant long after the darkness descends. Here lies the error that countless individuals often commit. They transition to decaf, believing it to be entirely harmless. However, decaf does still harbor caffeine, occasionally in amounts sufficient to disturb your natural sleep rhythms if you are particularly sensitive. What is the solution? Cease caffeine consumption by 2 p.m. Sooner if possible. This encompasses coffee, cola, black teas, and, indeed, dark chocolate as well. For those who cherish a comforting beverage in the evening, opt for a caffeine-free option that brings tranquility. Tea made from valerian root, the soothing essence of lemon balm, or a comforting cup of warm oat milk can gently ease your nervous system, setting the stage for profound relaxation and restorative slumber. And keep in mind, quality sleep encompasses more than merely drifting off. It revolves around the art of remaining in slumber and rising rejuvenated. At this moment, you may believe that you're safe with choices such as fruit that are deemed healthy. Yet, even a fruit as pure as an orange can subtly undermine your slumber. Citrus fruits are a fascinating topic to explore. They possess a depth that belies their outward appearance. James embodied the essence of discipline. Each morning, he strolled with purpose, diligently attended his medical appointments, and had a deep appreciation for fresh produce, particularly the vibrant sweetness of fruit. Following dinner, he would often indulge in the ritual of peeling a succulent orange, savoring its sweetness while tuning into the evening news. It exuded a sense of purity, vitality, and well-being for him. Yet, each night he would retire to his slumber with a sense of fullness weighing upon him. A peculiar heat began to ascend his chest. In the quiet hours of dawn, he would rouse from slumber, plagued by a cough or the urgent need to sit upright. Initially, he attributed it to the pasta, or perhaps the weight of stress. Yet he soon realized that this peculiar occurrence transpired solely on the nights when he indulged in citrus. Citrus fruits such as oranges, grapefruits, and even pineapples possess a notable level of acidity. For older adults, particularly those susceptible to acid reflux or GERD, these fruits may provoke that burning, uncomfortable feeling in the chest and throat. With the passage of time, the muscle responsible for maintaining the proper position of stomach acid, known as the lower esophageal sphincter, begins to lose its strength. When you recline after consuming acidic foods, the acid may ascend, leading to heartburn, coughing, and potentially interrupting your breathing while you sleep. Here lies the section that often confounds many, yet it remains true. Fruit is indeed healthy. Indeed, you are completely correct. It truly is. Yet the essence of timing is paramount. Merely because something is beneficial does not imply it is advantageous just before you retire for the night. What fruit is best suited for bedtime? Opt for a banana instead of citrus. Its natural calming properties, enriched with potassium and magnesium, aid in relaxing muscles. Alternatively, consider a few slices of pear, gentle on the stomach and low in acidity. These offer a delightful indulgence, free from any unpleasant aftermath. We have now delved into the realm of foods that provoke discomfort, strain the heart, and trigger acid reflux. However, what about the next one? It disrupts something far more invaluable, your memory. Let us delve into the culinary delight that subtly clouds your mind and disrupts your slumber. Aged cheese. She found herself at a loss, unable to grasp its meaning. Each night, as her eyelids fluttered towards slumber, her dreams would contort into the bizarre. Not frightening precisely, but strikingly vivid, fragmented, and utterly draining. She would awaken with the unsettling sensation of having achieved no rest whatsoever. Despite having spent a full 8 hours in bed, weeks passed before she finally discerned the pattern. With every indulgence in her beloved late-night snack of cheese and crackers, the dreams returned, more vivid and powerful than ever. It was no mere coincidence. Aged cheeses such as cheddar, blue cheese, Swiss, and Gouda Harbor, an amino acid known as tyramine. Tyramine invigorates the mind, enhancing alertness and prompting the release of norepinephrine, a hormone that elevates heart rate and maintains mental activity. This chemical reaction not only complicates the process of falling asleep, but also gives rise to more intense, vivid dreams that can interrupt your REM cycle, ultimately leaving you feeling exhausted the following day. And this is where things become complicated. It is a common belief that all dairy products possess a soothing quality. It's a familiar piece of wisdom. Sip warm milk to ease into slumber. However, not all dairy products are created equal. Aged cheese provokes the senses rather than calms them. What would be a more favorable choice? For those who appreciate a modest dairy indulgence in the evening, consider savoring a glass of warm milk, a serving of low-fat Greek yogurt, or perhaps a delicate soft cheese such as cottage cheese, all in moderation. These include tryptophan, a substance that can genuinely aid in fostering relaxation and drowsiness, free from the tumult of mental ups and downs. However, if you find that intriguing, prepare yourself for the revelation of a seemingly healthy habit that could be sabotaging your sleep in an entirely unexpected manner. We must discuss the merits of protein shakes and substantial protein-rich meals consumed at night. George was resolute in his determination to remain steadfast. He discovered that older adults require increased protein to preserve muscle, and he was determined not to take any risks. Each evening, as the day drew to a close, he prepared for rest by crafting a substantial protein shake, rich with powder, almond butter, and milk. It appeared to be a clever choice. He contemplated that this would aid in the recovery of his muscles as he drifted into slumber. Yet, what truly transpired? He would retire for the night, a sense of fullness lingering in his stomach, a touch of bloating accompanying him, yet an unusual alertness coursing through his veins. In the stillness of the night, he would frequently awaken, drenched in sweat or compelled by an urgent need to visit the bathroom. The reason lies in the fact that substantial protein, particularly when consumed as shakes or in hearty meals, requires a longer duration for digestion. As you drift into slumber, the rhythm of your body's digestion gently decelerates. Rather than indulging in rest and rejuvenation, your system is laboring tirelessly to manage that late-night burden. Moreover, digestion is not the sole aspect impacted. Research indicates that consuming a substantial amount of protein near bedtime may diminish the duration of your REM sleep, the crucial phase during which your brain rejuvenates, processes memories, and undergoes essential restoration. It embodies the timeless struggle of noble aspirations colliding with unfortunate timing. While it is a common belief that protein is beneficial before sleep, an excess consumed at an inappropriate time can yield contrary results, particularly for older adults whose digestive processes have naturally slowed over the years. What course of action should you take? Prioritize your protein intake earlier in the day. Savor robust breakfasts and lunches featuring lean meats, legumes, or eggs. As the night unfolds, consider a meal that is both light and harmonious. A modest portion of vegetables, a touch of complex carbohydrates, and perhaps a soothing cup of herbal tea to ease into the evening. At last, we arrive at the concluding entry on our list, a beverage that exudes warmth, offering a sense of solace and support. Yet for seniors, it acts as a quiet underminer of restful slumber, mental sharpness, and the vigor of the morning. Let us delve into that singular nightcap that often escapes consideration, yet undeniably deserves our attention. Mildred followed a quaint little routine. Every evening, as the day drew to a close, she would indulge in a modest glass of wine. She referred to it as her nightcap, a means to unwind, to settle down, and to drift softly into slumber. For a time, it appeared to provide some relief. She would slip into slumber more swiftly, experience a reduction in her anxiety. It was a soothing ritual. Yet, before long, the morning started to transform. She began to rise from her slumber in a haze, occasionally disoriented, as if the night had offered her no rest at all. Her daughter observed that she seemed more irritable throughout the day. Mildred found herself gradually losing grip on small details. Simple names, familiar appointments, and even the conversations that had unfolded just the night before. What was unfolding? It appears that alcohol, although it might aid in hastening the onset of sleep, significantly undermines the overall quality of your rest. Science reveals that alcohol inhibits REM sleep, the profound and restorative phase during which the brain engages in memory processing, emotional regulation, and physical recovery. Rather, it disrupts your sleep, causing repeated awakenings, dehydration, and even confusion during the night. A perilous threat for seniors who may already face challenges with balance or memory. And here lies the complexity. Alcohol initially functions as a sedative. Many seniors believe that if it knocks them out, it must be beneficial. However, sedation does not equate to genuine sleep. It resembles the sensation of your mind being disconnected. While you might retire for the night at 10 and rise at 6, the absence of restorative REM cycles in that span means your body and mind are deprived of the rejuvenating sleep they truly require. A solitary drink in the evening can cast a long shadow, particularly for older adults, as their livers process alcohol at a more leisurely pace. What, then, is the superior option? Refrain from consuming alcohol after 6 p.m. Or consider forgoing it entirely on evenings when restful sleep is of utmost significance. Consider indulging in a soothing herbal infusion, such as chamomile, lavender, or lemon balm, each known for their calming properties and ability to gently guide the body into a state of relaxation, readying it for a peaceful slumber. Consider selecting a magnesium-rich snack, such as a handful of almonds or a ripe banana. Magnesium facilitates the soothing of muscles and has demonstrated the ability to enhance sleep quality in a natural manner. The reality is this: the 8 foods we've discussed, spicy dishes, sugary treats, processed meats, caffeine, citrus, aged cheese, heavy proteins, and alcohol, might appear innocuous at first glance. Some may seem beneficial at first glance. For those aged 65 and older, as the body grows more sensitive and the value of restful sleep increases, the timing and nature of evening meals can significantly impact well-being. A single, seemingly insignificant choice can determine whether your night unfolds in tranquility or spirals into a haze of fatigue, confusion, or even peril. Rest assured, our intention is not to instill fear. We stand ready to uplift you, to equip you with understanding, and to emphasize that quality rest is not merely a privilege. It serves as a vital connection. You are worthy of nothing but the best. Let us pause for a moment to contemplate all that we have discovered. As we delve deeper into the essence of this discussion, it is indeed a difficult reality to confront, isn't it? Coming to the understanding that a seemingly innocuous bedtime snack, a source of comfort throughout the years, might be quietly undermining your well-being. It transcends mere health concerns. It goes beyond the surface. It revolves around your autonomy, your tranquility, your capacity to rise each day with a sense of strength, stability, and security. When you find yourself tending to an elderly parent, grandparent, or perhaps a cherished neighbor, that awareness can evoke a complex tapestry of emotions: guilt, worry, confusion, and even a sense of helplessness. However, the reality is this: you are no longer shrouded in uncertainty. You have been informed. You possess an understanding that eludes the majority. With such knowledge comes a profound strength, the strength to make wiser choices, to safeguard those dear to you, and to nurture yourself in the manner you truly deserve. For slumber transcends the mere act of shutting one's eyelids. It is the moment when your body mends itself. It is a moment when your heart rejuvenates, your mind dispels the haze, and your immune system fortifies itself. For seniors, sleep stands as one of the most potent remedies at their disposal, and its journey begins in the kitchen. This evening, I invite you to pause and explore the contents of your pantry or fridge. Pinpoint a single item, a food or beverage, that you've discovered today could be detrimental to your sleep, and substitute it, not burdened by guilt or shackled by fear, but embracing a straightforward, more intelligent choice. Perhaps it's exchanging that mature cheese for a creamy low-fat yogurt. Perhaps it's trading your midnight indulgence of cookies for the simplicity of a banana. Opting for a soothing herbal tea instead of that evening glass of wine. Little strides. That is all it requires, for improved slumber paves the way for brighter dawns. Brighter mornings pave the way for more secure days ahead. Safer days usher in greater joy, strength, and freedom, precious gifts that you rightfully deserve to cherish as you grow older. And I urge you to hold this in your memory. Embracing the passage of time does not equate to relinquishing authority. It signifies the acquisition of wisdom. It signifies discovering what genuinely benefits you and releasing everything else. Regardless of your age or your current starting point, remember this: it is never too late to embrace change. One can always embark on a journey toward improved sleep, enhanced well-being, and a fulfilling life. Embracing love, seeking gentle guidance, and mustering the courage to heed your body's whispers can lead you to serene nights in the future, because you are not solitary. Here, at Elderly Wisdom Guide, we embark on this journey side by side. Let us pause and reflect on the insights we've gathered today, for every detail holds significance. We began with spicy foods, which may appear innocuous, even soothing, yet they awaken turmoil within, beckoning heartburn precisely when your body craves respite. We examined sugar, noting how even a modest piece of pie can cause your insulin levels to spike and your sleep quality to plummet. Processed meats, Those savory delights like bacon, sausages, and cold cuts may tantalize the taste buds, yet they can weigh heavily on your heart, particularly in the quiet hours of the night. Beverages infused with caffeine, including those without the buzz, subtly maintaining your mind's alertness when it ought to be settling into rest. Citrus fruits, with their invigorating zest, possess a sharp acidity that can transform a tranquil evening into one filled with discomfort. Time-worn cheese, brimming with personality, yet laden with tyramine that disrupts your slumber and disturbs the tranquility of your thoughts. Protein shakes are substantial nighttime meals intended to provide support, yet they burden your system and disrupt the harmony your body yearns for. And finally, alcohol, the deceptive nightcap that lulls you into believing it aids your slumber, while in reality it robs you of your rest during the hushed hours of the night. 8 common foods found in our daily lives. Dishes that shaped our childhoods. Edibles we believe were soothing our minds. For individuals over 65, steering clear of these before bedtime might be the key to transforming a restless night into one of restorative healing. I would truly appreciate your thoughts on this matter. Have you observed the way your slumber shifts based on your late-night meals? Were any of these unexpected for you today? Join the conversation in the comments section. Your narrative could illuminate for another the truths they have yet to discover. If this video provided you with insight, clarity, or perhaps a comforting sense of reassurance, I would appreciate it if you could give it a like. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. For at Elderly Wisdom Guide, we are not merely disseminating information. We are creating an environment where the process of aging is approached with respect, understanding, and compassion, ensuring that every senior and caregiver feels valued and uplifted. This path we traverse is often fraught with challenges, yet, united, we can infuse it with wisdom, kindness, and a sense of direction. I appreciate you taking the time to be here with me. Be sure to look after yourself this evening. Embrace the depths of slumber. Always keep in mind that you are worthy of peace, rest, and joy, not merely on occasion, but each and every night. Until we meet again in the next video. Until that time arrives, take care and remain insightful.